everyday thing. It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing when you let your nuts hang.
And the only reason I say this is because I don't know what this young woman did. I don't know how she got caught up in this, but what they did to her is unexplainable. And this is 8 black people doing this to a young black mother. If these were white people, we would see Al Sharpton, we would see Barack Obama coming out, Michelle Obama, Joe Biden coming out. We would see so many people coming out to make a statement about this and how the country is going south and we need to sign legislation. There needs to be a bill passed in this woman's name. Her right here. There needs to be some legislation. There needs to be a conversation had. At the State of the Union address, maybe her name should have came up. This happens all too often in inner city communities against black people against other black people, and nobody's talking about it.
Okay, yes, people do talk about it. I want to just address one thing because I know where he's going, and this sickens me to hear about a black woman being murdered by 8 black individuals, whether male or female. It says 8 black people. I'm not 100% clear on the story because I haven't heard it yet. So I totally do not support anything that has to do with the taking the life of another person, regardless of the situation, what was going on, whatever it could have been done. It was obviously handled wrong. But the one thing I want to say is why he's calling out Al Sharpton, Ben Crump, Obama's, all this. You know why they don't have to come? You know why they don't have to come and get justice? Because the law seems to always work when it's black on black crime. The law always seems to work when it's black on black crime. But when there's a white person getting lynched, a black person getting lynched, and there's no victims, and people have been saying, not no victims, there's no perpetrator. There's no perpetrator, and people are asking for questions. Brandon Tatum hasn't made one video about this. He hasn't made one single video. Like, you know what? This seems crazy. I don't think anybody should die. But as soon as some black people heard they lynch a black woman, this is the first video he decides to make. And I just think, like, I see your game. I see his game, and it's really trashy. If you ask me, I don't think mind you, what this woman had to go through, I will not use this to politicize for content, but I'm just saying, I'm just using Brandon Tatum's content to show y'all this is his goal is to say, well, when black people do the lynching, nobody wants to say anything. When black people do the lynching, they get held accountable for it. That's what I want to say. Black people are being held accountable for their crimes, and as they should. This is terrible. None of this stuff's happened. So I don't, it's not like I'm not kicking a stone down the street and being like, that's what he's doing. He's just like, but will he say anything about a white person that does it to a black person? No. Every white person that does anything to a black person is innocent in Brandon Tatum's eyes. And I think that's silly. It's silly to believe. Not to say that every white person is guilty. I'm saying, according to Brandon Tatum, not a white soul can do any harm on this earth. And we're going to get to some more of what he says.
But me, the Uncle Tom that don't care about black folks. But the people that claim that they champion black people, they'll see a story like this and they evade it. Because this happens too often and happens more often than the interracial conflict. Let me roll the clip so you can see what happened to this girl. This is I can't believe somebody did this. I can't believe it. Roll the clip.
The details that you heard today in court are disturbing and heartbreaking.
Yeah, Morgan, that is right. This case is beyond disturbing, and it was.
Okay, somebody just said, what'd they say? He don't say they're not being accountable. He's saying the press don't blow it up. It doesn't matter if the press don't blow it up. The press don't blow it up because it's not a high profile case. And we know what high profile cases are. Like, let's not be stupid. What high profile cases are. High profile cases have to do with racial injustice, have to do with mass murder, and have to do with some egregious crime where it's an ongoing thing, or maybe a or something like that, where like it's like a family crime. Yes, those are high profile crimes. This is, for whatever reason, I don't make the crime book. I don't know why this is not a high profile crime, but these women have sympathy for this. This is in Alabama. This is news. But you telling me he's not even from Alabama? Why don't he show something that happened in Tucson where he was a cop? Why don't he show the crime in Tucson? If he would show the crime in Tucson, I bet you it'll be a different story. He's just race baiting. Race bait him, Tatum. That's what he does.
An emotional day in court. Now, one of the saddest details I learned today is that Mahogany Jackson came to the first location thinking these people were her friends. Investigators say they then tortured her, and the things that were described are why Judge Keisha Davis says she denied all of these suspects a bond. Now, Birmingham Police Homicide Detective Mark Green says the first stop was the home of suspect Brandon Pope. Now, that's where Jackson was beaten outside while she was naked. Officers say some of the suspects beat her while others recorded the beatings. Now, Jackson was stomped and kicked, and then prosecutors say one of the suspects can be heard saying, "Put her in the trunk." And
I just want you to digest that real quick. This woman is clothless. She's getting beat. They're taping it. One of them stabbed her. I mean, you go down a list of the things that they did to her. That's not it, though. That's just phase one of what this young woman went through. Phase one.
then she was dragged.
All right, yeah. So anyway, we're gonna continue. That's great. That this, I'm glad that he's bringing this to the light. See, it should be, all this stuff should be brought to the light. Why? Because he has a big platform. This should be on his media, and it should not have. He should not have to call out Obama. He should not have to call out Ben Crump. He should not have to call out Al Sharpton. Who you should be calling is your Lord and Savior, Donald Trump, to do something about this mess. It should be a law put in name for this woman. Go ask your Lord and Savior, Donald Trump. Don't ask, like, this is why we talking about, like, these people are so backwards thinking. Like, why is this even being politicized for this woman's death? It was obviously wrong. She was set up by some goofies who didn't have nothing going on for their life. They wanted to do this to a woman. It was probably over a girl cheating with another, sleeping with another dude that's a friend of somebody who didn't like her, and she had a baby by somebody, and they want to set up some dumb stuff. Absolutely stupid. Are we going to excuse that? Hell no, we're not. We're not excusing none of that. I don't condone none of that stupid craziness. And for all the men involved, you weak, and I hope they get it when they go to prison. You know what I'm saying? But they won't. Because why would they? Why would anybody kill them? Because it's nothing but killers in prison. But they will get locked up. You know what? You know who not getting locked up? The person who killed Nolan Wells.
Dragged naked in the street. Now, Jackson was taken to a second location, and I want to warn you, this will be hard to hear. Prosecutors say Jackson was assaulted at gunpoint. Officials say she was handcuffed, beaten, pistol whipped, and then spat on. Now, Jackson's family, including her mother, were present in court today, and as they read out the evidence, you could hear them getting very emotional. DA Danny Carr says, though, this will be a long road to get justice for Mahogany, and he also explains why only 5 out of the 8 suspects were present today for the Anayas Law hearing.
The individuals that are charged with capital murder, obviously, you know, the law, the statute and the rules of criminal procedure says that their bond can be set.
He said there should be a law made. There's already a law in place for that. But he too stupid to know that.
At a no bond automatically. The individuals that are charged with felony murder, The statute requires a hearing. The next step, obviously, is there'll be further investigation with Birmingham Police Department.
Yeah, another sad thing we learned today was that the suspects wanted the password to Mahogany Jackson's phone. Officials say they even told her if she gave it to them, they would let her go, only to kill her anyway.
Why did they do the girl like that? I'm telling you guys, if this had been white people in Birmingham doing this girl like that, we would not hear the end of it. I'm talking about multi-million-dollar lawsuits, justice for Mahogany. I mean, it would be so much different. Why?
Mind you, this case happened in 2024. This happened in 2024. This is not even something recent. This is 2024.
This is just as wrong as if white people did it. Why? Why would they do this girl like this? What's going on amongst our people that we gonna treat each other like this? We point the finger at the white man is this, the white man is that. Look how we do our own people. This stuff to me is beyond reprehensible. And if this was a one-off, because of course there's white people that do other white people like this. If this was a one-off, I may not have made a video about this. But this occurs all the time against people of color. They're doing it to each other and nobody cares. Joe Biden had the State of the Union address. Did not at one point address, not one president in the United States of America actually addressed the issue, the epidemic that's going on in inner cities around the country. This gang violence and murder, black on black, is out of control. Over 50% of all are young black men. Roughly 50% or more of the perpetrators are young black men. Majority, I think it's like 50 to 60% of the people that get murdered are people that know each other. Why? How is that not an epidemic? 13% of the population is experiencing 50% of the murders that are committed in this country. And they're perpetrating them. It saddens me that Mahogany will get justice, hopefully. But the sad part of this whole thing is that if these were white faces, we wouldn't hear the end of it. But since they're black, it's okay. I wouldn't say it's okay, but it's not as important to people. It's not as newsworthy. There's no pennant for her. There is no say her name slogan. There is no T-shirt. There is no outrage. Benjamin Crump didn't show up to a hearing. The black leaders don't even talk about it. They're not going to be spoken about at church, maybe in Alabama, but around the country, it ain't going to be spoken about.
All right, so the point is, they going to get the death sentence, okay? They getting the death penalty, okay? And when something like this happens, it's obviously an egregious situation. Should it happen? Absolutely not. You know the thing that I see the most about all these situations is, especially when people like Ben Crump and Al Sharpton get involved, is people take away the account that these are real people going through real situations. So when Al Sharpton and Ben Crump got involved in Carmelo Anthony, I was, I'm thinking like, I really don't care. You know what? I don't care until it happens to me. Let's say that. Let's be real. Can I be real with y'all? Because I'm going to be real with y'all. I don't care unless it happens to me. Unless it affects me and my family personally. I don't care if Al Sharpton or Ben Crump get involved. But if I was to say, if I was wanting them to get involved, it would be only to, it's because everybody thinks their kid is special. And when something happens to the kid and you think it's an injustice and this could put it on national spotlight on it, that's what people do. People put a national spotlight on it. The thing is there was justice in the Carmelo Anthony situation. Them people got justice. Whether people agree with the sentence or not, the Austin Metcalf's family, they got justice for his death. The Nolan Wells case. Is justice being met is the question. Is justice being met? You know, we could sit here and blame the president. If the president have to come down and make a statement about every murder that happened in America, we'll be here all day because America's a country. So, you know, it is what it is. I just think that it's crazy that Officer Tatum would be this hell bent on something when it comes to black on black crime, but when it comes to just getting information, he want to make sure that his white counterparts are free. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section.
Everyday people.
Day and night. For some women, it can start working in as quick as 1 week.